Hey guys, Mr. Macy here. Hope you're doing well. Congratulations, you made it through a week of school. Hopefully you're starting to get a feeling for how this whole thing works. Hopefully you're finding your way around Schoology. Guys, I appreciate your hard work with it. I know it takes a little bit of patience to learn a new system. I think as you work through it, you'll find that this system works pretty well. And as always, shoot me an email, send me a message on Schoology anytime you have any questions. So the purpose of this video here is to give you an introduction to Unit 1, Session 2. We're still talking about this theme of heroes, and to hopefully provide some answers to your questions there. This video also takes the place of the live session that would be on August 29th. So there's no live session on August 29th. As long as you watch this video and pay attention, you're all set with that. Also, the next live session is September 5th. Okay, Wednesday, September 5th. You see that on the calendar here already. That's the next live session, Wednesday the 5th at 4 p.m. Couple reminders, guys. Every time you log into Schoology, please scan through this updates page. Okay, it says updates right here. You should go to it automatically. Please scan through this page to see if there's anything new here. My understanding is that anything that's been posted on this page you've read, because there's important information that's coming out on that page. So let's look a little bit at Unit 1, Session 2. Again, to get there, we hit Materials, hit English 9, and again, remember, this is how you can get to the office hours and live sessions. This link right here. Most of the stuff in the class, you hit this English 9. Okay, we're working on Unit 1 right now, the hero's journey. You just finished Session 1 or Week 1. That stuff was due on the 28th, and now we're into Unit 1, Session 2. This stuff is due on September 4th, Tuesday the 4th. Remember, guys, for each session, I give you a recommended timeline. I think that's really important to follow. If you save all this work for the last day, it's going to be a lot. If you space it out throughout the week, it won't be too much at all. So, again, I said Wednesday the 29th, do the Wild Words Hero's Journey, and then so forth. Go through the week, follow that schedule. Once you're within the session, my recommendation, ladies and gentlemen, is to click this Next button. This is the best way to work through the material because it'll show you page by page. And we're now, let's see, let's make sure we're back into Unit 1, Session 2. Here we go. So, at the threshold, I kind of like this idea of a threshold. If you think about like the doors in your house, there's oftentimes in a doorway there's a wooden piece that kind of marks the space between two rooms. That's the threshold in architectural terms. And the idea of crossing a threshold, making a step into a new area, I think is kind of fitting for ninth grade. You know, you're starting high school, crossing a threshold into a new realm of life. It's a pretty exciting idea, in my opinion. Okay, here's the first assignment: Wild Words Hero's Journey. Pretty straightforward. You'll open up a chart that looks like this. The goal here is to explore a few words, again, kind of working through some vocab. You need to fill in each spot on this chart. My recommendation is first do the one that says your definition. Formal definition you can get from a dictionary. It can be a paper dictionary, online dictionary, your choice. Put it in a sentence, pretty straightforward. And then the one that says picture, create an image for your word. Throughout this week, there's a few assignments that ask you for some images. Here are the choices I'm going to give you. If you want to go online and find an image, maybe using Google Images or something that you think fits well, and then put that image in, you're welcome to do that. If you do that, please put a link below the image telling me where you got it. Okay, that link, unless it's a photo that you took yourself, you need to give credit to whoever took the photo, and that's what that link will do. Okay, so that's one possibility, is to get an image online. Another possibility is to actually sketch in an image. If you want to print out this page and sketch in some images yourself and then scan it in again to submit, you're welcome to do that. If you don't have a scanner, then you obviously won't be able to scan it in, so you should probably either do the images from online, or you could use a computer program to create some images if you want. Or, last but not least, if you really want to hand draw the images and you can't scan them in, then submit everything except your images and put a little note on there saying, "Hey, Mr. Macy, I sketched the images, but I wasn't able to scan them in." Okay, and I'll take your word for it this time around. So for the 3 assignments this week, those are your choices. Again, you can either use images you find online. Be sure to include a link. You can use a computer program to create an image. You can draw them and then scan them in, or you can draw them in. If you can't scan them in, give me a note again saying that that you weren't able to scan it in. Okay, so that's the deal for the images. Again, hit next. Here's the page to submit that assignment. You use the Dropbox. Hopefully this is working well for you. Guys, if there's a point where for some reason the Dropbox doesn't work or whatever, just email it to me, okay? Send it to me as an attachment, or let's say, you know, you uploaded one file to the Dropbox and you realized you put the wrong one in or something like that. If you need to go back and submit it again, you can either resubmit with the Dropbox or email it to me as a backup if you need to. Okay, on to the next assignment, the hero's journey. This is kind of one of my favorite topics. The hero's journey is called an archetype. Okay, make sure you get that word down. Maybe write it down, put it in your notes. A-R-C-H-E-T-Y-P-E. An archetype is a kind of a lasting idea, or something that comes up over and over in different cultures, in different areas of literature. And one of those things is this idea of the hero's journey. It's an 8-step process that heroes take. So we've got a few things on this page. The first one is a PowerPoint here about the hero's journey, kind of these 8 steps. This is pretty cool. This is where you're going to get most of your information. As you look at that PowerPoint, you need to fill in this chart, this hero's journey chart. So you'll get this information from the PowerPoint, definition of it, kind of more information about this leg of the journey, maybe do a little bit of research online or kind of think back on your experience, and then the visual representation, again, same thing. You got those 3 choices from before. You could use also, for this more information about this leg of the journey, you may be able to find some of that if you're interested in this slide. This is kind of about Michael Jackson. You may know of Michael Jackson, and I think this is still uploading here. That's a slideshow about how he's followed the journey of the tragic hero. So again, pretty straightforward. You got a few different pieces to look at there. Make sure you fill in this chart, and you'll put it in again on the next page. And again, let me answer one more quick question. As you're looking here, this second column, more information about this leg of the journey is found online. For that column, let's see if you can maybe think of an example. Okay, maybe think of an example of someone in history. Maybe it's even yourself, someone that you know. Maybe it's an athlete. Maybe it's you know, whatever. Whoever you think of as a hero, somehow they've kind of taken that step. Okay, so maybe if we say call to adventure, you know, maybe we think about Michael Phelps. He's kind of been called a hero recently, someone who you know, won all those gold medals, broke the record this year. I think maybe Michael Phelps's call to adventure you could think of as the Sydney 2000 Olympics. That was his first Olympics. He was only 15 years old. He made the Olympics. He got there and he did pretty well. And that was kind of the call to adventure. he kind of made some progress there. He really crossed the threshold. If we're sticking here with Michael Phelps, I think he crossed the threshold kind of in the 2004 Olympics in Athens. That's where he really started to win some medals. He kind of became known as one of the best swimmers in the world there. He was 19 years old. He was still pretty young, but he started breaking some world records, really doing well. And then if we move forward, challenges, we think about, okay, here's a guy who, after he had won so many Olympic medals at the, the 2008 Olympics in Beijing, he kind of struggled a bit with motivation. He made some mistakes. Some of those things were publicized in the media. He faced some challenges. Okay, so that's kind of an example. You could choose a real life example. They could be different examples of heroes, just kind of people who you think have fit those steps in one way or another. And again, you can think of those just from what you know. You can find stuff online. It's your choice. All right, rolling forward. Couple more things left in this session. This page, we're kind of building the foundation here for a little bit of Jack London. Jack London, one of my favorite authors. He writes these exciting adventure stories, many of them set in Alaska or northern Canada, kind of in old gold rush times. The discussion, fairly straightforward. Answer a few of these questions posted here, if you would please. There's a YouTube video. Click on this, it'll load up that go along with it. For this discussion, you just need one post. Okay, most discussions we post a few times throughout the week. This one you just need one post at some point during the week. Okay, rolling forward, looking at Up the Slide. We're going to look at, again, this story by Jack London. It's a short story called Up the Slide, definitely one of his classics. As you read that story, you need to be filling out this chart. So definition from the context, again, based on what you read. What do you think it means? Online definition, and again, visual representation of the word. You've got a few choices on how to do that. To get to the text itself, here's the submission page, and if you go past it, here is the text itself right here. So you hit this link, you get to Up the Slide. You can read it right from this page here. So again, as you're working on this one right here, the Wild Words Up the Slide, you'll need to click ahead a couple pages to get to the story itself. You'll also be completing, as you read that story, the hero's journey chart for this story. So here's what it looked like. We've kind of got a diagram marking out the stages of the hero's journey. What you need to do for this simply is to write in what happens at each of these stages in the text. So in other words, in this story, what do you think the call was? Where do you think the character is at the threshold? What do you think the challenges were? What were the abyss? Okay, so on and so forth. I'll give you a choice. You can fill this in right on the sheet here if you want to, or if it's easier for you to just type this on your own document, you can do that as well. Just make sure you have name, date, what class it's in, and make sure you make it clear this is the hero's journey chart for Up the Slide, and then you can just simply type in the call. Here's what happens. The threshold. Here's what happens. Okay, you can use this chart, but if it's easier for you, instead of typing on this chart, if you'd like to just write it on your own page, you can do that as well. Okay, here's where you submit the hero's journey Up the Slide chart, and boom, you made it. Okay, that's the whole week. Leave you with a nice little funny video here of this girl doing what's called her daily affirmation. Kind of a nice positive feeling. And guys, that's the week. Okay, so those are the assignments. Those are due on September 4th. Again, make sure that you spread those out throughout the week because it's going to be tough to do it all at once there. Again, guys, when you have questions, whatever, shoot me a message on Schoology, shoot me an email. over this period through September 4th, I'm going to respond as quickly as I can. Like I said before, I'm going to be in China during this period. I've got an adventure race there, and I'll also be working as well. So my response time may be a little bit slower. I may be responding like in the middle of the night due to the time lag. But please know I'll get to things as soon as I can. Guys, thanks for your hard work, and have a good one.